All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Give it a few minutes here for some folks to join. Show you what we're doing tonight here. Okay, and then let's pull up the chat. Get that going. Doof Gaming. Hunter. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys again. Doof Gaming. Hi, how are you? Hunter Plays. How are you? All right. So, a couple things before we get started. One is your boy YaBoiTonOFun, or Steve, as some of you might know him. He is not going to be able to join tonight. He had something come up last minute, so we were planning on doing this stream together, but that's not going to happen simply because he had something come up last minute. And Duff Gaming is Dylan. Oh, hey Dylan, how are you? Change your name. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead anyway. It's supposed to be our build night. Yeah, I know, no Steve tonight, but good news is we're streaming again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's gonna be our standard mock day that we work on mocks. And so what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna build this guy, right? So this is the Ahsoka's latest Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. I have a couple of these. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to build it tonight just so we can see what the build's like, go through it, check out the figs, that kind of thing. But then tomorrow night, I am going to tear it apart. And along with a bunch of other parts here, and these are not all the parts I need. I have some on order that I'm waiting to come in from Bricklink, but this is enough to get started along with what's in here. I'm going to be building a mock of the same thing that Steve was doing last week when he did the low altitude support gunship. But Hunter says he was crashing out on you saying that it was 30 hours away. That's tomorrow's is 30 hours away. So we're still doing tonight. But Steve did that mock of the low altitude support gunship for the Galactic Marines on the last stream. He built that just entirely using this and the pieces in this set. What I'm going to do tomorrow is we're only going to use some of this, and we're going to do a custom using a lot of other pieces. We're only going to use about 80 to 90 pieces out of this set. And we're going to use a lot of other pieces. Like I said, I found most of them at the shop. Some of them are still on order, but we have enough to get started tomorrow. So that being said, I am going to grab, I don't really like these thumb tab boxes. So it's a little frustrating for me, the thumb tab boxes. So I do use a knife to open them. I would not recommend this, to be honest. Dylan was waiting for 1 hour. Well, I appreciate you waiting, Dylan. And Steve would love to be here tonight. He had something come up. And believe me, what he had come up, he'd much rather be here doing this than what he's doing. So hopefully won't be any issues tomorrow, and he'll be able to stream with us tomorrow. I don't know what I'm trying to remember what mock he said he was going to work on tomorrow. I don't really remember. So we'll have to find out tomorrow. All right, so let's get this going. A little Sunday night stream. Careful with sharp objects, guys. Like I said last week, stabbed myself in the finger last week messing around with this thing, and wouldn't recommend it. So definitely, and if you're not an adult, definitely don't be handling sharp objects without an adult around. All right, so I'm going to do my best to hopefully make this interesting. Since we don't have Steve, we won't have banter, but that's okay. Ooh, and looky here. All right, so I have not had a lot of experience with paper bags so far, but if you remember when we built the minifig vending machine, we had the clear pieces, right? That made sort of the top of it that held the capsules. Those were in paper. All of these are in paper. So very cool. 3 bags. And for a set this small, a bunch of stickers. Kind of a want. there. Too many stickers, in my opinion, for such a small set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stickers for a, what is this, 290 pieces. So not great in terms of stickers. Put the box there. Grab bag 1. For those. Instruction book, not ripped for once. Right? It's in good shape. And then let's get started. Can your brother join with you? No, not at the moment. I tried to get my son to join with me, but he's out at the moment. So can you have a stream where you say all the bad thing about Lego Star Wars sets? Sure. Any Lego Star Wars sets, or do you want like just for us to go through all the new ones, right? Because we have a lot to say about the new ones. Some of the older ones, not so much. So let us know in the chat. All right. I'm going to be honest. I kind of like the paper bags better than the plastic bags. Like I said last stream, there's no real reason that we have to be able to see through them. They're in the box. And I just kind of like, you know, I like them better. I think they work better. I think they might do a better job of protecting the parts as well. You know, the parts are in here, you know, pretty solidly. Like they don't seem like they can move around as much as with the plastic bags. All right, everyone's had a set, right, where you've opened it up, and the first thing that you see is a bunch of parts that are all scratched up, right, from them juggling around in the packaging and getting all scratched up. All right, so here we go. This is the piece I'm interested in for tomorrow, right here, which is the cockpit. And the reason I'm interested in this piece is because the mock instructions that we have, this is a 6x8, the mock instructions does not use this cockpit, but I want to modify it so it can use this cockpit. So that's why I'm saying we have enough parts to get started, because this mock is not just going to be opening up the instructions and building it right off the bat, because I did take a look at the instructions right off the bat. The instructions right in the beginning, you deal with the cockpit on the mock. And so right off the bat, I think we're going to have to play with it a little bit and try to modify it. Because I think this cockpit piece is going to go with the source material, right? Way better, right, than the one that the designer of the mock had used on it. But again, I don't know if this 6x8 as it is going to fit perfectly. We're going to have to find out. Yeah, so let us know which Star Wars sets you want us to talk about. Gary and Charlie say hi. Hi, right back at them, Dana. Thanks for joining. We all agree, too many stickers for that set. Oh, okay, I'm not alone then. I feel better. It just seems like a lot for such a little set. So I have 2 of these. I have one for myself, and then this one, which I haven't built yet. I haven't built the one for myself yet, but this one I bought specifically in order to strip it of parts for the mock that I want to do. And we're going to start that tomorrow night. This, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the parts, the leftover parts from this, but the figs, these will be in the shop. They'll be for sale. So it's a nice sort of adolescent Ahsoka. I think they did a good job with this one. Nice printing all the way around. So frosted lightsabers. I don't know. What do you guys think of frosted lightsabers? You like the old ones better, or do you like the frosteds better? Whoops. Me personally, I kind of like the old ones better. The frosteds are nice, but I think especially if you were like a mock builder and you wanted to do anything with like lighting them up, I don't think the frosted blades would do as well as the clear ones, but I could be wrong. All right, so we got Ahsoka. Let's start the build now. I do like the fact that at least they gave us 3 minifigures. They gave us a real astromech in this, right? Not like the Jedi Bobs. Jedi Bobs was like 2 figs, and they gave us a brick built, right? So just okay on the brick built gunk droid that they gave us. It was $40. This one was 45. I think the price is too much, to be honest, for this, but at the very least, they didn't cheap out and give us a brick built gong droid with it. They gave us an actual astromech. So silver lining. Hopefully you guys all saw the new, or I shouldn't say new, but the more sets got officially revealed past few days. Some nice stuff. I think the Ewok looks good. I think they did a good job on the Ewok. Personally, I'm not going to get it for myself just because it's not something I'm really into. I like the buildable droids. I don't really care for a lot of the other characters, but for those who do, I think they did a good job on it. All right, so it looks like we're starting here, I think, early on with the cockpit. I am waiting. I'm waiting for our distributor to drop the August sets, so I know what I'm getting. A lot of people asking what I'm getting already, and the answer is I don't know yet because I haven't seen what they have available and I haven't ordered yet. So hard to know sometimes. What are we doing here? Not a very big bag in terms of number of parts, but again, with only 290 parts, and I guess it makes sense. I don't think it would be. Decent amount of stuff here. Yeah, so the set, so this is 290. We're only going to use about 80 to 90 of it tomorrow, or probably over the course of the next couple streams. We'll probably only use about 80, 90 out of this set. The whole mock that I'm building is a little over 400 pieces. So I've got a good chunk of them here. I needed to order probably somewhere around 80 pieces. So I think I have like 300 and some odd, 320, 330 out of the number of parts that we need to do the mock. The mock is, quite honestly, for me, it's a little bit of a fail-safe, because if I decide in August, after I buy one of the turbo tanks, if I decide I really, really dislike the build, I'm not going to keep the build, and I'm going to just keep the Galactic Marines. And so this mock is actually going to be what I put the Galactic Marines on. Instead of having them with the Juggernaut, I'm going to put them on this mock, so they at least have something to go on. I don't really do a lot of just collecting minifigures. Kind of a lie. I got about 80 or so of individual minifigures. But I like to have, like, most of the minifigures I have are with ones that came with the sets, and the I just like to have them with something. You know what I mean? I like to put them, in a build, if you will. And I think I did this wrong. Maybe not. And so I needed something for those Galactic Marines. Again, a little bit of hedging my bets. It's a just in case, right? Just in case I don't love the turbo tank build. From what I've seen of it so far, I'm a little skeptical of it. It doesn't look great. It looks small, first of all. I don't like the look of the wheels. And I just don't know if I want it around, to be honest, to remind me about exactly how much it costs. It's a little upsetting how much it costs. But the good news is, hopefully I'll be able to get this build done, and we'll be able to have something to put the Galactic Marines in if we don't want to hold on to that build. I can't imagine I'm going to right now, just based on what I've seen, but you never know. Sometimes I feel differently. Sometimes I see something in pictures or on the box art, and I'm like, wow, that looks great. And then I'm disappointed after I build it. And then other times it's the complete opposite, right? I'm super unhappy with the way it looks in the official, box or official photos, right, on Lego.com, or I don't like the way it looks in the box art. And then, I decide to go ahead and get it and build it anyway. And when I do that, by the time I'm done with it, I'm actually happy with it. So I never rule things out, or I try not to rule things out. Never say never type of approach. But right now, that's where my head's at. It's where I'm leaning. All right, Dylan. We'll see you back here in a couple minutes, buddy. I don't know, Hunter, or Dana, anyone else who might be watching. What are you planning on getting? What do you think you want, and what do you think you want, but you really don't want to pay the price for, or you thought you wanted when you heard the rumors, but now that you've seen them, maybe you're having second thoughts? Interested to hear. See, this to me, this is the worst sticker right here, right? It's a control panel, right, for to go on this, little 1x2 cheese wedge. I mean, how many of these have they printed in the past, right? There's probably 10 different examples of Star Wars control panels that have been printed previously, and now they've gone to sticker on it. And the smaller the piece and the smaller the sticker, the more frustrating it is, I like my stickers, if I have to put stickers on, I like them to be, as straight as possible. Smaller they are, the harder that is to do. So I'm going to stop talking for a second. And that one came out okay. It's always a nerve-wracking process. I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you think of that sticker on there? Pretty straight. Pretty straight. The good news is it's going to be in the cockpit. So if it's not 100%, it's not going to bother me as much as if it wasn't. If it's on the outside and it's not straight, that bothers me a lot. A lot. Very. I'm kind of the same way at the shop. Like if things aren't neat and organized, and my mind doesn't allow me, a little bit OCD, my mind doesn't allow me to operate in that environment. It's a little frustrating. So yeah, I don't love how they do this too. So you can see here, let me show you. These right here, they're basically only connected via the one stud at the top here, nothing here. And so this, you just sort of have to line them up and then hope they stay there. So not a huge fan of that type of stuff. These new 2/3 bricks are kind of cool though. I like these instead of having to use, double the plate. I do like these kind of 2/3 bricks. Oh, let me stop this real quick. I wanted to do something. There we go. So they're convenient, right? But the problem with them is, they're fairly new, so hard to find at secondhand, right? You either got to go to Pick a Brick online. If you're lucky, the local Lego store has them on Pick a Brick. So I'm back. Okay. And Dana says, Charlie wants a turbo tank, but space might be an issue. Also that price, but he's going to get the K2SO. Yeah, I'm coming around on the K2SO, to be honest. When I first glance, I was a little like, I don't know about that, but I'm starting to come around on that one. I like my buildable droids, so definitely feeling like that's one I might want to. At this point, I'm 90%. I'm going to pick that one up. But yeah, turbo tank, I mean, that's the only good thing about it is that it's scaled down, right? So space is always an issue, but it's a little easier to fit a scaled down one than it is a full-sized, or I won't call it full-sized. I'll call it, 2008 to 2015 sized turbo tank. pretty good. This is a pretty good build so far. The one thing I'll be interested in seeing is with this mock that we're going to build starting tomorrow is how stable it is. I don't like mocks that are so fragile that like you can't touch them, you can't breathe on them, you can't pick them up, that kind of thing. That's why I don't do very much with mocks. So I very meticulously go through, like Rebrickable is the site I was using for this one to find this one, and I just kind of meticulously go through the comments and see, because oftentimes people ask, good questions. One of the best questions is, have they actually built the mock, right? As opposed to just designing it in studio. What's up, Stud, says Mr. Pick Your Brick. Whoops. And I just spilt. So that's not good. Give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. All right. Well, that was a very, 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 very fortunate spill. That literally did not get on anything, just on the top of the desk. So we're back in business here. Quick cleanup. Let me move this out of the way so that doesn't happen again. There we go. Okay. And then we'll pick up where we left off. All right. All right, yeah. So what I was saying was, usually when I'm looking, if I'm going to build a mock and I'm looking for something, I go through the comments, right? I look at, Rebrickable. People can comment on the mock, and so the 2 questions I look for is, one is, have they actually built it? Because some people just will design in studio and then they don't they don't actually build it. Sorry to bother. Didn't mean to make you spill your Coke. That's okay. Not your fault. That was all on me. I do like my Coke, so it's like spilling gold for me. But yeah, so some people just design in studio. They don't actually build the mock, right? So for me, that's kind of a red flag, because we don't even know if what they designed is actually going to work. And then the other side of it is, no problem, Mr. Picky Brick. Don't worry about it. Not your fault. The other question I look for is, how stable is it, right? People ask, how stable is it? And because, I want to be able to pick it up. I want to be able to put minifigures in it, take them out of it, without having to worry about, is the thing going to fall apart on me? So I'm very, very particular when it comes to which mocks I build. If I build mocks, I haven't done a ton of mock building, but a little bit here and there. Charlie also wants the 327th battle pack, but oof, yeah, that might be the most egregious, to be honest. $45 is crazy for that, right? I mean, we just got introduced, right, into sort of that larger battle pack format, and it was, what, $30, I think, right, when it started in 2020. And then we had the one last year. I'm trying to remember, what was the exact price on the one last year. I don't remember if it was, I forget. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to go over to lego.com, and we're going to look up the Clones Androids Battle Pack. Let's see what it is. I forget what it is. Yeah, so it was $30. So for 4 years, right, we had that larger format battle pack for $30. Now all of a sudden, that same battle pack, that same size battle pack, is $45. I mean, that might be the most egregious one, to be honest. That's a good point, Dane. That one's crazy. you know, 160 for the MTT, 160 for the turbo tank. I could almost, the turbo tank price per piece is actually worse because it's only about 813 parts, I think is the piece count on it. So you're approaching 20 cents a part there. But at the very least, I could make the argument, you know, you're getting all those minifigures, right? You're getting 3 Galactic Marines, you're getting Bakara, you're getting another Ki-Adi-Mundi, right? You're only getting a couple battle droids. You go over to the MTT, yeah, it's over 900 pieces, but for $160, you're getting 2 real figs out of that. You're getting, you know, Ayla, who at this point has now been done, what, 3 times, right? This will be the 3rd version of her. You know, not a fig that's, you know, I would say not a fig that's, you know, terribly difficult or inaccessible, right, by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know that that really is a driving force behind getting that set. I think obviously the driving force behind getting that set is the Bly. And they're really making you pay for it because I think the MTT itself is undersized. It doesn't hold enough battle droids. And I don't know if I could almost defend or justify the Juggernaut, but I don't think I can do the same for the MTT. It's very, very difficult for me to justify that. There's the cockpit so far. So it's a nice design, right? I do like the fact that they use these kind of quarter spheres back here to kind of get that rounded. You know, older ones, they did a lot of, you know, sloped bricks to get that. But I think, you know, pretty good job. Kind of like that. And the printing on this is very, very nice. I mean, really nice. But obviously, without any wings or anything to hold it up, it's going to fall over. So we'll put that aside. And I'm assuming bags 2 and 3 are just, you know, each one is one side of the wing on it. Nice of them to do the perforation, right? So the tops of these bags are perforated, so you can just tear. So it's a nice little touch. Not necessary by any stretch, I don't think, but definitely a nice little touch. One thing I did notice, though, is with the paper, it's easier for parts to get caught in the bottom of the bag, right? In this little kind of fold in the bottom of the bag. So if you get these sets with paper bags, make sure, you know, you give it a good hard look, especially with the smaller bags. They get trapped a little bit easier in there. Smaller bags aren't perforated, but they do have a little notch in the bag here to show you where to give you a little start on tearing it. But you can see the parts kind of stick a little bit more. The insides of these are kind of wax coated. You can't really tell, I don't think. I'm going to rip it open, but on the camera, I don't think you can tell. But they are kind of, they have like a wax coating on them. You know, so on these smaller bags, sometimes the parts do get stuck in there. All right, bag 2, here we go. So this bag starts with our astromech. I always forget this one's name. I love astromechs, but I have a hard time remembering all their names other than R2. And that heads on backwards. So not a great start. There we go. See if I can get the camera to focus on him a little bit closer. Yeah. Come on, camera. Nope. Come on. All right. How about now? All right. He doesn't want to focus, but let me turn it a little bit like that. There we go. So pretty good. I mean, just, you know, if you've seen the old one of these, very, very similar. Obviously updated printing on them, but there we go. There we focused. Yeah. So he does have printing all around the head, the dome, but no back printing. No back printing. Mr. Pick-a-Brick says, The price of Lego is getting to the point that a lot of people will start quitting. The complaints are all over the net. I'm in for life, but maybe just a set or two purchase yearly eventually. I'm already there, right? I'm already there. And I own a Lego shop, but I'm already there. I don't buy a ton of sets for myself. One, because I'm limited on space. Two, because I'm a little picky. And three, mostly because you can break the bank really easily if you're just trying to buy up and collect everything. So, but I think you're right. I've been saying for a couple of years now. I think price fatigue is going to set in. Uh, with a lot of the, you know, even the adults, right? I think we're already there in terms of what people are willing to spend on these Lego sets for their kids. I think Lego is banking on the adult market, right, to keep it going. In terms of like the high price stuff that they're putting out, but I think even the adults are eventually going to get a little worn out from it. So I was talking to somebody yesterday at the shop, and we were talking about this exact subject, right, which is the price of Lego. And one of the things I was saying was that I think that, oops, let's see here. Sorry, I need to find my part here. My brain can't do two things at once, apparently. Why don't I see this part? Because I'm looking for the wrong part. Yeah, so we were having this this very conversation, and we were talking about the prices and why everything has gotten so expensive, and um, it's tough to say. They've raised prices every year for the last 3 years. They've always had a reason, or at least a reason they've given us as to why they raised prices, why they're raising prices. But at this point, I'm not so sure I'm believing it in terms of the sort of the legitimacy of why they're raising those prices, or their reasoning behind it. I think we're getting to a point here where they just want to raise prices because they know that they can get more money, right, for this stuff, especially with the collectors. But the adult folks as well, especially with stuff like Star Wars, right? It's a little bit of, so what I was saying to this customer I was having this conversation with in the store was, people have sort of been on Lego for a while, for years now, to remake certain things, make things that they haven't made before, for example, Galactic Marines. But the issue that you run into with that is, well, it's sort of a careful what you wish for situation, because you're getting this stuff now, but it's coming at a price, right? And so the more criticism I think we throw at Lego for what they do or what they don't do, I think, sort of logically, right, when they do stuff like this that people are clamoring for, we're sort of, signaling to them, right, that, we want it so badly, we're willing to pay whatever for it. And so, maybe it's sort of the community is partly to blame as well, right, for why they're able to sort of get away with the price hikes that they get away with. It'll continue until we all stop spending, right? That's sort of how it goes. Sorry, fix this camera a little bit so we can see more of what I'm actually building. There we go. So yeah, so here's first part of this is going to be the right wing if you're looking at it. And it's honestly not just Star Wars either, right? I mean, Star Wars is kind of an obvious one you can point at, but this has been going on now a few years, right? The X Jet, right? The X-Men X Jet, that was, I like to joke around and say that was almost criminal. The price on that, I mean, you're looking at, what was it, 380 some odd pieces, and it was $85. That's insane. That is an insane amount of money for that, right? It was definitely over 20 cents per piece. So I could sit here all day and complain about the turbo tank, right? That's going to be just under that 20 cents per piece mark. But if we think back a couple of years to that X-Jet, that was sort of a sign of things to come. Definitely a sign of things to come. Anybody else building tonight? If so, what are we building? Always interested to see what people are building. I need a bunch of these right here. Let me take it off. Bunch of these right here. These are the 1x2 pin holders, the inverted. There's only 4 in this set. I think we needed 8 or 12 for the mock we're going to build. So this is one of the things we have on order from Bricklink. Hopefully those will hopefully come soon. They'll come probably this week, I would imagine. But like I said, tomorrow we'll get started tomorrow, regardless, because we're gonna do some playing around with it, the design on that mock, and hopefully I'm smart enough to figure it out and make it the way that I want it to be. But we shall see. Trying to remember what Steve was going to build tonight. I don't even remember what he was going to build tonight. It's a shame that he got called away, but yeah, I don't even remember what he was going to build. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll ask him tomorrow. Ask him to rehash what he was going to build tomorrow. But I mean, what he was going to build tonight, we'll ask him tomorrow. I don't even know what he was going to build tomorrow yet. So we'll have to see. He worked at the shop today, so he was busy with that. And then his real life kind of got in the way, and he had to cancel on us, but that's okay. We understand. Real life tends to get in the way of the stuff we want to do, right? The fun stuff we want to do. I'll tell you this feels like a more sophisticated or more significant build than some of the past interceptors. Like, I feel like just the number of parts that are going into this, it feels a little bit more significant than some of the other ones that we've had in the past. For the wing anyway, I should say. The whole set's only 290 pieces, but the wing itself feels like there's a little more to it. Definitely a lot of, this is pretty typical with these wings, but a lot of a lot of locking with these plates going on, which is nice, right? Because they're going to be nice and sturdy when you do that. And we are about halfway through bag 2, and we've put only 1 sticker on so far. Now, I know that these pieces here, right, these ones here, these are going to have a sticker on both sides. So each one of these is going to be 2 stickers. So that's the bulk of the stickers, right? That's 8 of the stickers right there. But again, I'm going to be nervous when I go to put those on because they're double-sided, right? So you want them to sort of line up, right? If you flip it, right, you don't want one sticker to be like, way off from the other one. All right, so this will be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to have time before tomorrow night's stream to tear this down before we start tomorrow night's stream. So I might have to tear it down on the stream tomorrow. I'll have to see. Got to get back to real life, real job tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have time in the evening before we jump on the stream to tear it down so that we can use the parts for the mock. But if not, we'll tear it down on the stream. It's not that big. It should go pretty quickly. Pretty standard size. I mean, that's the one good thing. They didn't seem to scale down this set, right? Which is nice. They didn't scale down the size of these interceptors. I'm not sure you could, to be honest. I mean, this 6x8 cockpit, I think is a great size, but technically, I guess if they wanted to, they could try to scale that down to use less parts in these. But I'm sure if they could, they would. So I'm glad they didn't, because I've always thought these are a really good size, proportionally. Mr. Pick a Brick says, "What are you building tomorrow night?" So what I'm gonna do tomorrow night is we're actually gonna tear this one down, and we're gonna use about 80 to 90 of the parts for this, along with a bunch of other parts here that I've gathered up at the shop. And we are gonna build. And if you go on the YouTube channel, you'll see we have a thumbnail out that has it in it. We're gonna build the low altitude support gunship. So what that is that's based off of some concept art. There's a few mocks out there on Rebrickable that use this set and this set only. In fact, on last week's stream, Steve actually built that mock out of this set. I found one that's a little more sophisticated mock of that particular ship, and it uses a good amount of, I wouldn't even say a good amount, about a quarter of the parts that go into it are from this set. The rest I had to find. So that's what I'm going to build tomorrow. I'm building it in order to use it as something to put the Galactic Marines in, because I'm already feeling as if I'm not going to like the turbo tank all that much when I get it. And so, yeah, so we're going to build that. And one of the things I need to do is the designer of that mock, and I'll have his name tomorrow. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll put it in the notes for the show. But one of the things is he uses just a clear windscreen on it. I think this windscreen will work better. However, I don't know if this windscreen is going to fit the model as he designed it. So we may have to do some surgery tomorrow and do a little redesigning on the cockpit of the mock to get that windscreen to fit. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't take much. It'll be a quick fix to get that windscreen on, but we'll have to see. So yeah, so this build here is just because I wanted to build this. I wanted to go through the experience of building this, but it is in preparation for kind of tearing it down tomorrow. And hopefully it'll be a fun experience. We'll see. Just starting to really, look hard at mocks. We have a stream we did a few weeks ago, maybe, where I took the Creator 3-in-1 race plane, and I took a Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, and I built a Plo Koon Starfighter out of that. That was sort of kind of what triggered me to want to do more mocks. I'm going to grab it so you can see it. So this is a combination of the two sets I just mentioned. And it's actually a combination of 3 sets, really. 4, if you count the minifigures. So the build itself is the Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor and the 3-in-1 race plane combined. The Plo Koon that I have in this is from the new Microfighter, and the Plo Koon's droid is from the original, right, set that came with this droid. One thing I did have to do on this mock is the original designer only wanted to use pieces from the 3-in-1 race plane and the Obi-Wan Starfighter. So this part here where the droid body is, this was originally built with double-sided snot bricks. And because they were double-sided, and that's all he had to work with from the sets, you couldn't put the droid body in there. So after I built it, I just went back. I replaced these here with 1x4 single-sided snot bricks, and the droid fits in perfectly, and the head can go on top. And pretty great mock from those 2 sets. And then down here, this stand is actually built right out of the instructions from the race plane. So the race plane, actually, the Creator 3-in-1 race plane came with this stand. It makes a perfect stand for this Jedi Starfighter. And yeah, this sort of is what gave me the bug to look for more mocks that I might enjoy doing. So we'll leave that guy there. Excuse me. Mr. Pick Your Brick says, sounds fun. I'll try to participate if available. Absolutely. We would love to have you. We love the conversations. We love the comments. Keeps us entertained as we try to entertain and do some fun stuff. Alrighty. All right. So wing number 2 coming along. I know some people might say it's silly to build this just to tear it apart tomorrow night and build something else with it, but I thought it might be fun. I am curious as to how many parts we're going to have to actually take off of this tomorrow. And not just how many we have to take off of it, but how much we're going to have to deconstruct it. I might not even pull the whole thing apart tomorrow. I might just leave it intact, and then as I need pieces, go to it and just see, you know, exactly how deep do I have to go into this thing to get the parts we need for the mock. Because like I said, there's not that many. It's only about, I think it's somewhere around 80, between 80 and 90 out of this set that we're going to use. Really what I wanted this for was the windscreen. That was the big thing. Could have built the mock without it. Probably just, you know, gone through and you know, built the mock, got the pieces, the 80 or 90 pieces from the set. I probably could have gotten them from, you know, Bricklink. Not had to go out and buy this set, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to get this cockpit piece, so to me it was worth it for that. Let's see here. I really am surprised at the number of parts that are going into this, just this one wing here. It's quite a few, you know, by comparison, you know, to, and again, that might just be a perception, right? I might be remembering incorrectly, but it seems like older ones didn't have as many parts going to the wings. Not that I'm complaining. I think it's a good thing. I think it'll mean that the set is more, hopefully more. The old ones are pretty stable, actually. I can't even complain about them, but hopefully this means they're going to be even more stable. All right, now we're going to put in, I do love on these little these interceptors, how they give you they put the clips underneath so you can hold the lightsabers and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I love when Lego does that. I have 2 pet peeves. One is if the set can't hold all the minifigures. So if they're building a vehicle and you can't hold the minifigures in it, don't really love that. And then 2, I don't love it when they give you a bunch of accessories, but then there's nowhere to put the accessories, right? So you have a ship or you have some kind of vehicle and they got all these accessories. You have to take the accessories off the fig in order to fit the fig into the ship or the vehicle or whatever it is, and then there's nowhere to put the accessories. So those are my 2 pet peeves. I don't love having to, you know, have things kind of just laying around, right? Or have to look for places or modify official Lego sets in order to just, you know, put something that, whether it be a fig or accessories or whatever, you know, find a place to put things. Definitely annoys me. Not my favorite thing that Lego does from time to time. All right, we're coming towards the end here of this one, I think. Okay, so now here we go. This is a very cool piece, right? I don't know if you can see this, but very, very cool piece right here. However, Lego, in their infinite wisdom, is going to have us put a sticker on here. And this is not going to be the easiest thing to put a sticker on. So I might be quiet for a second here while I do this. And I'm going to try the brick separator method. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'm sure you have. Basically, you use a brick separator, and it supposedly is going to help you align your stickers a little bit better than just using your fingers. Pretty good. Not bad. Might be a little off kilter, but not terrible. Very cool piece though. I had to order 2 more of them actually off of Bricklink because the mock we're going to do tomorrow is uses 4 of these. This is interesting here is that I was wondering. So if you look at the cockpit here, I think you can see it right there. See the gap? I was wondering how they were going to deal with that gap, and it's that piece right there that's going to cover at least, yeah, pretty much looks like it's going to cover all of that gap. Yeah. So we'll see when it goes on. But I was hoping against hope that they weren't going to have any gap there. And I think they took care of that. It's another pet peeve of mine when there's gaps in the cockpits. All right. So I think the last step here is going to be, this is the same design to hold these. So it's basically 2 1x1s with the horizontal C-clip stacked on top of each other going in opposite directions. Right? So you do 2 sets of these, and then there we go. So 2 sets, and you put them on either ends here. And then you're going to put 2 bars across them. And eventually we'll put 2 bars across them, and then we'll put the flaps on. Right, connected here. It's been the same design with these kind of stacked like this for as long as I can remember. But hey, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, and here we go. All right, here we go with the stickers. So let's get these bars in place first. There we go. 1 and 2. And right now I'm looking at the leftover parts here, and I'm a little confused because I think I missed a part somewhere, because there's no way that Lego would give us an extra 1x4, and sure enough, I did miss it. There we go. Interesting enough, though, there is an extra one of these right now. This is, I think this is a 6 long bar with a stopper. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if that's an extra. But so far, it's looking like it is going to be an extra. All right, sticker time again, guys. Ready? Wish me luck. Wish me luck. All right, sticker number 1 goes here. Again, using the brick separator method. I'm probably going to go quiet here for a second because I have to concentrate. Yeah, just okay. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this side here is a little off. Super Doom King, that Plo Koon ship, if you just joined, I was actually just talking about that. That is a mock we did that we found on Rebrickable. The designer's name is Isobricks. And this was built from 2 sets. It was built from the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, the latest one with the Kaminoan in it. And then combine that with the 3-in-1 Creator race plane. And then from there, I took the Microfighter Plo Koon figure, and then the old droid from, you could use the head from the new Microfighter. I actually modified this a little bit. So this is the old droid. That's the full droid, because you don't get the full droid in the Microfighter. In here, these were the original designer put 2x2, sorry, 1x2. He put 4 1x2 double-sided snot bricks. The fact that they were double-sided prevented the droid from going in there. The reason he did that was because he was only trying to use the bricks from the 2 sets. So understand why he did it. I simply replaced them with 2 1x4 single-sided snot bricks, and then I took the old Plo Koon's droid, popped his head off, put it on top, popped the droid in, and then the stand is from the race plane. So yes, it is an incredibly nice design. The designer on this did a fantastic job. So, and I think his instructions might have been free as well. So check out ISO bricks on Rebrickable. All right, so I'm back to stickering. Give me 1 second here. Sticker number 2. There it is. I don't think there's much difference in these stickers, but let's see what we can do here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, everyone. Little life interruptions. All right, so I got that sticker on. Super Doom King says I got the new Plum minifig too. Yeah, definitely worth. I know the microfighters have gotten more expensive now with the latest one, but definitely worth. Just for the fig, you know. I feel like it's a really, really well done Plo Koon. I have a Plo, but he's over in my gunship, my 2008 gunship. So I didn't want to steal him from that to put him in this mock. So I decided to just get the new one instead. All right, so when that happens, I think we got to just cut our losses. I don't love the way that sticker went on. It went on very crooked. In fact, there's a tiny bit of overhang even on it. But again, this set's going to get torn apart anyway. So lesson learned. I do have another one of these sets. So for the next time, this one again is going to be torn apart for the mock tomorrow. Super Doom King says, still holding out my hopes for a new Count Dooku. I mean, yeah, we'll get one eventually, right? It's a matter of when. I'm sure they'll make a new one, but when, I don't know. All right, so I don't love the way that one went on, but we'll put it on the bottom here so we don't have to look at it as much. It's my approach when my stickers don't go the way I want them to. And like I said, this one's going to be torn apart for the mock anyway. So we'll do the next one better. The one I'm going to build for myself that I'm going to keep. And what is happening here? Oh, okay, I see. So this has to actually go through. All right, so that's kind of nice. Let me show you this. This I appreciate what they did. So first of all, right here, you're definitely getting everything right covered up there, right? So that gap is completely gone. So you can't see the gap here. But then if we turn it around, right, this is actually a nice design for how the wings are going to attach to the body. See this axle here? Rather than in the way they did with past sets where you just had 2 of the shorter pins, right, that were clicking in on each side, this is actually running through the body. So when we put the other wing on, these 2 wings are actually going to be attached all the way through the center of it. So I think that's a really, really nice update to this design. And of course, I love it when you can put the entire droid and his body in there, not just the head. So far, I like the design on this. I like the fact that they didn't just rehash an old design and just change the colors on it. What do we got here? Dana says, so in building set, do you think it's a $45 fair price for it? No, I don't. I still don't. I think I think 35 to 40, I'd be okay. I think it's overpriced $5 or $10. And I'm comparing that to the, I'm going to compare it to the Obi-Wan Starfighter, because I think the Jedi Bob Starfighter at $40 was way too high, considering you didn't get the third minifigure. You got a buildable conch droid, right? A brick built conch droid. So I would say this at 40, I would say is fair. I prefer it if it was like 35, right? Because that's still a high, still a price hike. 45 is criminal. I agree. So 45 is way too much for me still, Dana. Yeah, I think, Dana, you can get it at Target for 35, but I think you might have to go on their app, and like if you're in the store, always go on their app and check their online price, because they'll match their online price. And I think actually, because I ran out of these, I got one of these at Target for I don't know if it's this one or the other one I have that I'm going to build and keep, but I got one of them for 35, which to me is a fair price. I think 35 is good, considering updated design. They're giving you the 3 minifigs. 35 would have been perfect. They would have corrected the mistake that they made with the Jedi Bob's Starfighter, because again, Jedi Bob's was overpriced. I don't care what anybody says. I know people were sort of dying for them to remake that Jedi Bob figure. Me personally, I don't get it. I don't get the love for the Jedi Bob figure. It's not for me. Nothing personal against anybody. If you enjoy it, great. But I think it's another example of where they're like, they know that they wanted those people people wanted them to remake that fig, and so careful what you wish for, right? They remade the fig, but then they kind of stuck it to you on the price. Yeah. But yeah, 35 to me is perfect for this. What's up, Frank? 1 second, everyone. Be right back. And we're back. All right. So Super Doom King says, yeah, that's why I haven't been buying too many new Star Wars sets. Yeah, I agree. You sort of have to pick your spots, right? You got to decide where you're going to spend your hard-earned money on these things. As a retailer, I have to be real careful about, the stuff I order. We're a small business. We can't really afford to get stuck with stuff that, folks aren't going to buy because the prices are too high. So it's, it can be a difficult, sort of, line, right, between, what is popular or what's going to sell, and then what, regardless of the theme and its popularity, what is just going to be, have people priced out. But yeah, I don't, 45, I don't think I would, would I pay 45 for it? I think I paid 45 for one of them, right? That I have, would I much prefer to pay 35 for it? Absolutely. On this one, I got to be honest. One thing we got to be able to do is, call out Lego, sometimes, right? Because if we don't, if we just keep spending our money and we don't really hold them accountable sometimes, and the best way to do that is to not buy some of the stuff. But if we don't do that, then there's no reason for them to stop doing it, right? They just continue to do it. All right. So we are now moving on to the next wing, So I think it's kind of funny because they're not being built exactly this in the same order. It's like much of the parts are the same, not exactly the same because this side's not going to have the droid holder in it. But looks like much of the same parts are going into this. Yeah, hopefully the top design on this is not symmetrical. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty symmetrical, but hopefully it's not going to be too symmetrical. I like it when they put some slight differences. I mean, on the different wings and stuff like that, because maybe these these ships aren't perfect, right? They're supposed to be based on a fictional world where they're at war, and you want to maybe assume that they're not all in perfect condition all the time. So I do like it sometimes when they give it a little asymmetry. One side of the ship isn't exactly the same. I think the ship they do the best job with that on is the Millennium Falcon. I think on the Millennium Falcons they do a great job of not making things too symmetrical. Do you think Jedi Bob survives Order 66? I have no idea, but doubtful. Jedi Bob. I'm older than the people who sort of grew up right on Lego Star Wars. When I was young, there was no Lego Star Wars. We didn't have Lego Star Wars. We had mostly just bricks. We had some classic space. We had some castle, but mostly just bricks. So I was much older in 1999 when they came out with Lego Star Wars, and so I wasn't around, right, or I shouldn't say I wasn't around. I was alive, obviously, but I wasn't around in terms of being into Lego or collecting Lego. Call those my dark ages of Lego. When the original Jedi Bob set came out, so I understand that for some people it brings back a lot of like nostalgia, and that's why they wanted another one so badly. But for me, because sort of never had that connection to it, I'm sort of like I don't really get it. But just product of when I was born and how old I am. So, but I do spend quite a bit of time. I don't buy a lot of new like current Lego sets for myself. I actually buy a lot of old Lego sets Star Wars Lego sets because I like the older stuff better. So one of the things I've been waiting for them to redo is the V19 Torrent, except so far what I've seen of it, I'm super disappointed. And other than that new mold, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's that new mold for that helmet. Well, I think we may be going to Target after dinner. Yeah, if they've got them, and you can grab them. Sometimes they ring up whatever the online price is, but sometimes I have to like actually pull the app out and show them and get them to price match it. But either way, right? You'll get it. But the V19 Torrent, right? It's got that new pilot, right, with that new mold for the helmet, which that looks fantastic. That mold looks great. The print looks great. But the ship itself, I really don't care so much about the figs on that particular one. I really, really like the ship. In universe, I should say. I really, really like the ship. I do not like this this new version from what I've seen so far. And so the issue for me is going to be that I'm probably not going to buy it. I might grab the figs, either if they come in the shop, or I might grab them off of Bricklink, or I might buy the set and just grab the figs out of it and sell off the ship cheap to somebody who wants it. But I think my plan is to either build the original, I think it was 2008, 2009, maybe V19 Torrent. I'm trying to remember the year. I can't. When this happens, I have to go find out because it's going to annoy me all night if I don't go find out what year it was. So we'll head over to Bricklink real quick. Let's see. V19, right? V19 Torrance. I want to say I'm close on that year, but let's see. Yeah, 2008. So I'm either going to go build get the parts to build the 2008 version, which I think is better than the new version. I think the new version just looks too chunky. The wings on it, just and the fin that goes up and down. It looks too chunky to me, too thick. So I think the 2008 is actually a decent model that holds up. Or the other option is to go get a mock. So that's another option, right? So here, you guys tell me. I don't know if you've seen the photos of the new one yet. They're out there on Lego's website, but this looks really good to me from 2008. And then the new one, let me share my other tab here. Let's go back here. And let's replace my screen sharing. Yeah, let's just do this whole window here for a second, and we'll pop over here. All right, so this is the new one. And let's be fair to it, right? Let's put it in the same sort of, and that's the old one. For me, this is all just too many plates, too thick in here. The yellow windscreen is actually accurate in universe, so I'll give them credit for that. But all of this looks like too much plating to me. You've got at least 2 plates thick here, and then you've got stuff built on top of it. So you're talking 3 plates thick there. This might not be as sturdy in terms of it, being less plates or less layers of plates, but I think it looks more accurate to what you see actually in Star Wars. And again, what this one has going for it is this guy right here. I mean, that new helmet mold is slick. Really, really like that new helmet mold. New Obi-Wan's nice with the arm printing. Not in love with this Ventress, personally, but to me, this is the best fig than the Obi-Wan. The Ventress, I think some older ones are, at least personally, I think they're better. So, yeah. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. That versus that, I feel like this is better. And then of course there are mocks out there which are going to be a lot better. But the issue with the mocks is how sturdy are they, right? So we're gonna have to figure that out. How do you think the prequels would have gone if Palpatine wasn't granted emergency power? They would. I don't think there would have been much of a prequel. As sort of the whole, catalyst, right, for him being able to do what he did. So I don't think there would have been a whole lot of prequel if that hadn't happened. Definitely going to buy that set, says Dana. Which set, Dana? The one I'm working on, or are you talking about the V19? Let me know. I can understand if you're talking about the V19. I can understand it for no other reason than the figs. I think the figs are really well done. Yeah. Oh, both. Take my money. Well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if we're going to have the V19 on August 1st or not. We should be getting our opportunity here to place our order this week. So we'll definitely let you guys know what's coming, what's not coming. We're an independent, so we don't always get offered everything right out of the gate. So if you're sort of a day one, you got to have a day one person. And yeah, I don't know that we'll have everything, probably have some stuff. Might have everything. Just depends on what they have available to us. And then if you're not a day one person and you can wait, I mean, eventually at some point we'll get them. All right. Oh, whoops. How do you think? Oh, another question about another hypothetical. How do you think from Super Doom King? How do you think the prequels would have gone if Palpatine wasn't a Sith Lord but just really sus? I think it probably would have ended when they went to arrest him. That would be my guess on that one, right? When they went to arrest him, I think it probably would have ended right there. There probably would have been a much less exciting ending to the movie. And I built something wrong here. So now I got to do some surgery. Sometimes I get distracted. So take some stuff off here. Luckily, I didn't get too far before I realized it. All right. So let's go back here and try this again. Not like my R2-D2, which some of you on here have heard the R2-D2 story. Very, very, very upsetting, unfortunate event when I built my R2-D2, the one from, it was the one that, the larger, not the latest one, but the larger model that they came out with a few years ago. So that was a very, very touchy subject for me because they really, 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 it's my pet peeve with Technic. So with Technic, the problem with Technic is when you build Technic, sometimes you don't know, right? You don't know what is something you're building, if it's a mechanism type of thing, if it's going to work until like several steps later. And that's what happened to me with my R2. I think I might have talked about this on the last time we did a stream. Very frustrating. That was a case where even if I, in this case, I realized my mistake, but I don't know if, and with that one, I would have even realized my mistake. I couldn't do anything about it because I don't think I would have known to test that mechanism. Actually, I didn't even have the means to test it because I hadn't even built the part that it controlled. So yeah, so that one was is a sore subject. All right. What do we got? We got Super Doom King. What are you saying here? How do you think the quiz would have gone if Anakin failed? Forget the prequels, right? There would have been no, probably would have been no original trilogy at that point, right? I think that was already sort of predetermined by the originals. I always was weirded out by that, by the way, because she seems so much older than him in The Phantom Menace. In reality, she's not. She's only like 5 years older than him. And coming in is Steve. What's up, Steve?
Stop talking crap. I'm here now.
All right. I wasn't talking about you.
I got a webcam stand, dude. I'm gonna bring you in one.
Okay.
It's just a simple webcam thing.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic.
Did you 3D print it?
Yeah. It took like 20 minutes.
Bring me in one because one of my webcams right now is sitting on top of an empty Coke bottle. It's actually,
dude. No.
It's actually one of the thermal detonator ones from Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, then forget it. I'm not bringing you one. Oh, what's up? Sorry, the customer canceled.
Oh, nothing. Yeah. Just building this set, getting ready for tomorrow when I'm going to tear it apart.
I don't have nearly enough time to do what I wanted to do. So
Well, so that's an interesting question. I couldn't remember what you were going to do, and I was trying to. So let everyone here know what you were going to do, and then also let us know what you're going to do tomorrow. Super Doom King says hi, Steve, and he also says that's some great sets you get, Steve.
oh, thanks, dude. Nice to hi.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of sets in my background here. You can see a few of mine, but they're mostly way back there, and then I have some right above my head here.
Listen, everybody talks about the sets all the time, but what they don't talk about. Let me see.
Is it what?
The giant pinball machine.
Oh, I forgot about that. Nice.
When
am I coming over to play?
I just got it set back up, dude. It was stuffed in a corner. I'm trying to clear off some room. I printed some helmet stands. I got all my brick heads kind of organized. So,
yep.
You know?
Yeah. Now that you're on, Steve, I just realized our volume's pretty loud. I'm going to take our volume down a little bit, everyone. Let us know if it's too low. But I apologize if we've been or if I've been blasting you here for the last hour and a half.
It's free. It's free, Super. Because I don't have to pay for it. It's actually a digital one, so it plays like a bunch of different themes. So it's got like one episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it has Rogue One. There's a ton, and you can hack them too. I just don't know how to do that, nor do I want to. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do, since I don't have a ton of time tonight.
Brickhead? Tell me it's a brickhead.
What?
Tell me it's a brickhead.
What? I don't build brickheads.
For anybody who has not been on our streams before, Steve is the king. I tried to get Frank to join when you told me you couldn't stream, but he turned me down. Gave me a flat no. So
too cool for school, kind of thing.
I don't know. Maybe if you were here, he would have joined.
Oh, we are live on mine, huh? Nice.
Now you are, yeah. Or actually, you might have been the whole time.
I think I was. It's all good.
I wasn't really looking.
I just went live on if every Jedi was secretly a Sith Lord pretending to be a Jedi. They all just betrayed Palpatine.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. A little delay in popping that up. The Clone Wars was in every Jedi system. Again, it would have been over quick. I think it would have been over super quick.
47.96.
So what do we sell today? Anything good today? The Sith Warrior, right?
Yeah, we sold the Sith Warrior. We sold Phasma. Nothing like major.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta.
Yeah, slow. I know it was a slow weekend because of the 4th.
Definitely.
Speaking of figs, that load of figs I got in. Remember that I was building the fig parts. Looky what I found. Or I was able to build, I should say.
Is it Velma? Oh, is that Blind Kanan? I like it.
Blind Kanan, my friend.
That's a good one.
Yep. I built about 22 more figs out of that. And what I built last time was about 100 some odd.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good haul. I mean, it's taken a ton of time, but we're going to get probably 150 or more figs out of it.
Nice. I'm going to get a different. I got to get a different mat because the black isn't good. I'm noticing. Neither is the blue. I think I'm going to stick with a solid gray and see how that goes.
Yeah, I just went with the dark desktop, which is fine, except when the parts are black. If I ever build a set that's mostly black, you guys ain't going to be able to see anything. So
well, that's the issue. That's the issue, my friend.
Well, which brick had you build?
I'm
Is it?
building General Grievous. It's the
Oh,
last one I have in my house currently.
well,
So
I have a Tuscan Raider for you.
I have a Tuscan Raider.
Where is he? I didn't see him in the photo you sent me.
I think he's in Courtney's closet because she loves them. So
What, Tuscan Raiders? Or
yeah, Tuscan Raiders.
okay. Oh, you know
So
what the worst part of this is? I have to steal these parts for the mock, and I'm over here putting stickers on them. I'm gonna have to take the stickers off of them.
I didn't take the stickers off of mine just in case because I probably won't leave it as the low altitude.
Oh yeah, show that on stream.
That would require me to unbag it.
Unbag
And
it.
yeah, it's currently in a bag
Why is it in the bag?
because I brought it to my storage unit.
Oh, here's the thing. I have two of these, so
Oh,
this one I am gonna peel the stickers off of. Let's see. What if the first battle on GC Geonosis went so horribly all the clones died?
super end of the war.
I was going to say I hate to sound like a broken record here, my friend, but again, it would have been a very quick ending to everything.
I think we would have had episode 3 real quick, just minus the Anakin.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that there was a way for it to fail because Palpatine did not want it to fail.
Well, that's a good point. He was manipulating most everything, right? So
he manipulated everything.
Yeah, good point.
He was literally the main guy for both sides.
Yep.
Courtney wanted to build Grievous, and I told her no.
I think if my wife said she wanted to build Grievous, I would have said no too.
I saved him for last because he's super cool.
That being said, my wife doesn't want to build anything. so it would be surprising if she wanted to build anything, to be honest, because she doesn't build Lego.
I want to start. Oh no! I just dropped the foot off. No.
Frank's in the middle of building the medieval seaside village from the Bricklink designer and the what's the other one there? Oh my god, the siege encampment. So he's building both of those right now. So I'm kind of like, jump on,
Just like he's currently building them in his room.
Yeah.
Or stop being lazy. Get on here.
I don't know if he's actually doing it right now. He was doing it earlier. So.
Tell him to come on down and make a guest appearance.
He's made a guest appearance already, but it wasn't for anything Lego related, so I had to go off the stream for a minute.
I have dinner. I just got home. Literally, I got home and I was like, all right, I guess I'll jump on the stream.
You couldn't resist hanging out with us, Steve.
Well, this is my enjoyment for me. Get to build Lego like 3 times a week, and this is one of them. And I like it.
What is your plan for tomorrow? I forget. What are you building tomorrow?
I was gonna start on the Dark Falcon, but I don't know if I'm ready for that right now.
Okay, well, what Steve means by start on the Dark Falcon is not the Dark Falcon. It's the.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
He's gonna build the Stinger Mantis from.
You can go in the dishwasher when you're done. Don't start it. I'll start it, and then throw your trash in the kitchen trash.
Okay.
So I emptied everything.
All right. Thank you.
Just so you know, Steve, you're not muted.
Sorry.
But Steve, I think you're going to use the Dark Falcon set to build a Stinger Mantis, right? From
yes.
Okay.
From Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. All right, and then what if there was only one super buff clone and he executed Order 66 all by himself? That would have been awesome. That's an easy what if. That would have been awesome.
I want to say he could probably take out a few of them, but not all of them.
Yeah. Dana says Charlie just finished the siege encampment. How was it? Does he think it was worth it? Frank hasn't started the siege encampment. I think I said he's building it. He has it. I don't think he's actually opened it yet. He's working on the medieval seaside market right now. So the thing I like about the siege encampment is that you don't really have to spend a lot of time thinking about where you're going to put it, right? Like it's a lot of little modular builds. And so I think that works out. I like that better because, you can sort of pick and choose where you place them. And did I do something wrong here? Are these facing the wrong way, these clips? I don't think they should be on the outside. I think they should be on the inside. I think I might have reversed them by accident. Let me see. Oh, no. They are supposed to be facing out. That's interesting. I thought for sure they'd be going in, but put a Sofa's lightsabers in there, and then let's open this up.
There was a lot
Nice.
of interest today in the what's it called? The vending machine.
Oh, yeah? I got to make a sign for that.
I didn't
By
know
the
how much
way-
it was to charge. I think it was 2, but I didn't want to start charging that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be 2. The interesting thing about this Ahsoka is it's adolescent Ahsoka. So she has the medium legs, right? That are movable, not the short legs or the regular size legs. She actually has the medium legs. And I think this might be the first. Is this the first Ahsoka they've done at the medium legs? I think so. So
I don't know.
I think it is.
It's something we could look up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a second. And that's it. So there is Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. Nice build. Before you got on, Steve, Dana was asking, now that I'm building it, do I think it's worth $45? The answer is still no.
Definitely not.
I did pay $45 for one of the ones I have. The other one I paid $35 for because Target had it on sale. I think I did a price match and with their website. And so I was able to get one of them for $35. And for me, $35 is perfect for this. Could I stretch it to 40? Could I make the argument, 40?
I'm sure we could, but is it worth it? Is
Right.
that argument worth it,
What if Anakin killed the youngling before telling Mace Windu about Palpatine? I'm not sure the order mattered all that much. Would have mattered all that much that they did that. Those happened. Dana says Charlie loved the Siege Encampment, and it's one of his favorite sets. Yeah, I'll be interested to see when Frank's done with it, what he thinks. But yeah, I could stretch this to 40, maybe, because at least if I'm putting it up against the Jedi Bobs, I would be like, well, this has 3 figs. Jedi Bobs is a, buildable
Gonker.
Gonk droid. Yeah. So this has 3 figs. Could I make the argument for 40 for this? Sure, I could. But do I want to?
No.
And actually, I have these on. This one goes on the bottom. This one goes on the top. That's why the stickers were numbered. They aren't necessarily interchangeable. And there we go. It's a good set. I like it. Yeah, it's done. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't think
What else are you planning on building tonight? Anything?
Tonight, I'm not building anything else, I don't think. But let's just scale this with this mock. This mock is pretty much on the scale with the Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. And again, I think these models in particular that Lego does, they scale really well with each other. They scale really well with the minifigs. This one does have a landing gear, so that's kind of nice. So overall, yeah, I think they're both nice. Don't love the price, like I said, on the Ahsokas, but this one's actually, you don't go all in and buy the fig and everything specifically for it. This one's not bad because you can get a used Obi-Wan Starfighter without the figs for what, $15-20, and then I think I got the 3-in-1 creator set for this for like $9.
I think the 3-in-1 creator set was on clearance or something.
Oops, I got
recently.
I got the 3-in-1 creator on Amazon for like, I think $9.
Oh yeah,
And so, I built that, relatively cheap, without the minifigs, right? The minifigs, I had to pay 15 just to get the microfighter to get the flow, and then I also had the droid, the old Plo Koon droid in the shop. So Super Doom King is going with all his what ifs here. What if Anakin was the Sith Lord, Palpatine the apprentice? Super Doom King, you're pitching a what if Star Wars show to Disney right now, is what you're doing. I think that's your goal. I think you should pitch Star Wars what if to Disney, right? Because you're coming up with a lot of good scenarios here, and they could do them.
I'm back. Yelling at my Alexa to try to get this glare down a little bit. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm surprised Disney has not done a what if Star Wars series yet. So another mock.
Well, rebuild the galaxy, I guess.
I guess, sort of, but that's Lego. I'm just talking about like a legit one.
Yeah.
This is these are parts for another mock I'm going to be working on. Right. This is the Mining Guild Starfighter, which is going to be based off of the 2021 sort of the scaled down small TIE fighter. So I had to order a TIE fighter. I ordered a used one, and then I had to order more parts. So I'm still waiting for 3 more Bricklink shipments to come in before we can start that one.
Thought I just built it wrong.
Let's go here. Super Doom King says, "How do you think the original trailer would have gone if Palpatine brushed his teeth more often?" Pretty much the same way, is what I would say. Pretty much the same way.
Dental hygiene.
What were we going to show? You mentioned something, Steve. I said, yeah. I'll show. Let me pull that. Oh, that's right. That's right. Let me pull up Bricklink real quick.
Oh, that's not the one I need.
Okay. Let me share the screen. How are the dogs tonight, Steve?
No, fine.
Okay. All right, there we go. I don't know if the cat's made an appearance in this video. Probably not. One of them made an appearance in the last one. So yeah, yeah, that looks like the only one they've used those medium legs on. So,
it's a cool fig. Don't get me wrong. I do like that fig.
Yeah, I like it too. I wouldn't pay if I was just after the fig. I wouldn't pay $45 just to get the fig. So this is the Clone Wars version here. So you can see it's using the standard size legs. I'm assuming this is based off of Ahsoka season 1. I'm assuming it's based off the flashback sequence, where he and Anakin are in the Clone Wars. So that's what I would assume, right? This is based on. Good fig.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of wish that I could get customized for these guys, right? And make it so General Grievous is like squinting, like he's happy. I think that would be hysterical.
It would be. Let me share a different. Let me close that one. All right, Steve, what do you think? We were talking about this earlier.
Uh-oh. You want my honest opinion?
Of what? Of
that
this
set?
Well, no, the set. I don't like the set much.
I think the only good part of that set, and the only reason that set will sell, is because of the Ventress minifigure.
Really? I'm the opposite. I don't love the Ventress. I think this guy is absolutely banging with the new helmet mold, and I like the Obi-Wan with the arm printing. The Ventress is my least favorite fig.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, but how often do we get what's it called? A Ventress fig. Like, when was the last one that came out?
Well, let's go to Bricklink and find out. How about that?
That's where I make my argument.
Paris, you okay?
Dogs fighting, Steve?
Evidently.
Paris, you okay, Eddie? Good girl. Come on, shut up.
Okay.
So the last Ventress was in, it wasn't a good one either. It was 2015.
Courtney.
It was 2015. It was in the Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter, which, do we still have this in the shop or did it sell? I think we have this set still in the shop right now. I don't remember. We did have it. I don't remember.
I think it's still in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's at the shop, I saw the AT horror was put off to the side. Was somebody coming in to pick that up, or?
No. Oh, no. I switched the box because I got the
Oh,
got the original box. That's why.
Gotcha. I was like, that's weird.
And,
Why did you do that?
yeah, and I think I'm reusing. There is something in that box because I'm reusing it. I have to print new stickers for it.
All good. I was just asking.
Yeah, I'll take care of that this week. But yeah, this is the last Ventress that we got, and don't love it.
Exactly. But what was the Ventress before that?
The best Ventress is the one I have in the 2008 gunship, to be honest. The
Which
Ventress,
looks like what?
well, let's see. So there's this Ventress. This is the one before that one. This is 2011. Okay. Better than I think the 2015, but for me, it's still the 2008. For me, is the best one. Take a look. This is the one with the skirt. That's still my favorite Ventress.
I like that. I think the skirt could be done a little bit better, but
it could be. That skirt's expensive now if you need it. Let's see what it's costing on Bricklink these days. Yeah, it's up there. 35 the last 6 months is the average.
So, yeah.
Let's take a look at the Ewok because we haven't seen that yet. Oh, and the ATST we haven't looked at yet either.
That's
it's not bad.
Is General Grievous guy.
Oh, where are you? You finished him?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Let me
I have
stop
a new
sharing.
camera coming tomorrow, so
I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute so we can see a bigger picture. Oh, nice. I like that one.
I feel like that picture's better. Which one do you think is better? That one? Minus the glare?
Yeah, maybe.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, I like that one. I think they did a good job on that one.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorites. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think my favorite brickhead is gonna be Queen Amidala.
Okay.
So
all right, let's just take a look at a couple sets here before we call it a night. We got Wicket, which, I mean, I think it's decent. I don't think it's terrible. It's definitely better than, if we're gonna get into the furry animal buildables here, it's definitely better than the Chewbacca. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's decent. $130, decent. I don't know.
no, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The B1 battle droid on the stop was it almost got bought last night.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if I $140 like it. All right,
No.
here you go. $200 ATST. Now, are they calling this a UCS?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. They are. Interesting. So if we get the Death Star, that means we're getting three UCS this year.
Oh yeah, Django, that, and Death Star.
Yeah, and usually you don't get that many. Usually we get 2.
Well, I mean, let's see what it looks like. They might not even reveal the Death Star. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, this, I'm just a little like, you know, it's definitely bigger than the playset ATSTs. I don't think it doesn't. I mean, I'm just going by the scale of the minifigure. I don't know if it's that much bigger, and that might be due to the fact that you know.
At 1,500 parts, dude, it's not that much bigger.
No, definitely a lot more detail. Let's take a look. That's pretty big. Turn that off. It's pretty big, actually.
That threw me for a loop when that music started playing.
Sorry. It's pretty big. It's a good size. It looks like it scales well with the minifigure inside, but like you can put them in it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But um, yeah, I don't know. It's an ATST. You know what I mean? Like, is it better than the play scale ones that they've done in the past? Sure. Still an ATST.
It's a pass for me.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll ever be able to do it. It does swivel, so that's nice. I don't know if they'll ever be able to do it in a way that these legs, right, look enough like the actual ATST and be able to support the weight, right, of the head on it. Like I've seen some mocks, like we have that mock that Jason did in the store, which is like just really, 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 really well done. But it can't even stand on its own, right? And I think that's an issue with ATSTs in general, is that the more detailed, the more accurate to in universe you try and make them, the harder it is to do that.
100%.
Let's see.
And real quick, super. I like my bowls of ketchup with a little bit of salt for my fries.
Okay. Fair enough.
Didn't want to ignore him. Didn't want to ignore him.
Yep. Let's see. Do you like your bowl of ketchup with or without fries? Yeah. I'm more of a with fries. I'm not into just bowls of ketchup personally. The other thing I want to take a look at here off of Star Wars for a second. Well, let's look at this. Let's stay with Star Wars for a second. Not a fan of this thing at all. I don't know what everybody else feels. This is the dwarf spider here. I think that's pretty good. I kind of like that. I do not love the. I don't know what it is. Lego just can't seem to get the ATRT right. They're all too big. They need to figure out how to scale that down. But let's stop talking about that. These are the star of the show. This is why most people are probably going to pay $45 as much as I don't want to. Probably going to wind up paying $45 to get this set. Or maybe I'll wait. I'll probably wait, see if the figs come in the store, or potentially after, a year and a half, this will probably get a discount somewhere. But obviously, this is why you're buying this, right? I do think it's interesting they didn't include any regular battle droids, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for $45. If I'm not mistaken, the last battle pack had 8 figs in it.
I think it did. Let me check.
Right.
What was it? Do you?
It was we can just check right here. It was called Clone Android, I think, battle pack. Whoops. Hopefully it'll find it with that typo. And of course it did not. Here it is right here. So here, what did we get? I think we got 8, right? So I think they're skimping on us here. You got 9 if you count the. Yeah, so you got 9 here for $30, right? 215 parts, I think that was. Yep. And now we're going to be where? Where are we going to land here? 258 parts, slightly more parts, but for $15 more, 50% price hike, you just got yourself 2 less figs. We're counting battle droids as figs here, but you're getting a few more parts. This is rough. This is extremely rough.
It's a hard pill to swallow, and I think the price is based off those pauldrons.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
think the
think they're
pauldrons are
using
molded? Cloth?
100%. I don't think they're cloth. You can see in that photo that they're molded. That's plastic, dude.
Yeah, right there. That's probably the best angle right there at them.
I mean, those will do great for some sand troopers.
Yeah, they look like they have some thickness to it. So I
Oh yeah,
would say off the top, I would say those are not. They might be rubberized pieces, not hard plastic, maybe, but definitely look like cloth. But I just wish they would have put the waist capes on them instead of printing it. And they're not.
we got plastic pauldrons before we got more waist capes.
Yeah. Well, the other problem is they're not even printing the sides of their legs, right, to make it look like the pauldron's wrapping around. They're just putting
Yeah, they're just putting it on the front.
So that's tough. I mean,
It's hard. It wasn't a joke, man. It's hard to justify what they're doing.
Yeah. What else do we got here? I think that's it, right, for new reveals that we didn't talk about last time.
As far as
Oh well, we already looked at the V19.
Yeah.
Which as bad as this thing looks with the wings down, it looks even worse with them up.
Yeah.
First of all,
not a good set.
Look at how short they are. But I really want this fig, and I really want this fig.
I'll tell you what. You pay 80%. I'll pay 20%, and I'll take the Ventress.
No. If we're talking just the figs, you're going to pay 33%, and I'll pay 66%, and we'll split it that way. That's only 99%, but I don't want to get into the infinite decimal points here. But
so
there was
$19 each.
Yeah.
$20 each. No, $21 each.
Yeah.
I can count. I promise.
I wanted to look at that little arcade closer.
Yeah. So there's that one. There's a bunch of new sets coming out that I'm kind of excited for.
Yeah, this I like. At 400 pieces, you're not going to break the bank on it. It's only $40. I only buy Star Wars. I only collect Star Wars, but at that price, Super Doom King. So we're not ignoring you here. Do you like ice cream fresh out of the oven? Not how I take my ice cream, but I'll let Steve comment. But I do like
only if it's from Applebee's and it's that flaming ice cream thing or whatever they make.
I think this is pretty well done here. If I wasn't strictly a Star Wars collector, this would definitely appeal to me. It's pretty cool. I like the mini. This is pretty cool. The coins go in, come out. For 400 pieces, it looks like it's pretty well done. These look printed to me.
Yeah, those are.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason they're showing it off.
Yeah. I think they're trying to make a point that it's printed and it's not stickered. But yeah, I think overall these are obviously stickers, right? Some of these in here, but I think that the main one is printed. So I do like this. That's pretty good.
Have you seen the gift with purchase that's currently out, the snails?
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, nope, right there. Where the gift with purchases is right to the side.
Right here. Oh, this one. Sounds cool.
I love it. I think that would have gone great with the mushroom village houses and whatnot. I'm gonna try to put it with my mushroom house.
Yeah.
I didn't buy the second Bricklink designer set because the price was just astronomical. But
did you already get it?
I got that yesterday when I got the Night King, Mayan Knight's castle. I ended up getting that and the fireworks.
Is the fireworks the same one? This is a remake, right?
I don't know, but that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is different. They did a different fireworks one. I think we actually have one in the shop a while ago, but this one's
that one's cool.
Ferris wheel.
And you get a bunch of Batman ones too.
Yeah. Fairy Batman.
Fairy Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, the snails are nice.
I do love the snails, and I want to try to make that into part of the the mushroom house. But I'll never build the mushroom house. So
Yeah. Toothless is great.
Toothless is great. He almost got bought yesterday. And then I saw that they had the Lion Night Castle, and I had to snag that because I've been looking for it for months, and I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah, I wish they did a. Do they have a still coming soon? Right here. This is what I'm see what else is out. They got a bunch of cool stuff. What's going on?
What is going on?
I don't know. It's jumping around.
The hibiscus looks pretty cool. What are the new Christmas figs coming in the Advent calendar?
Let's see. I don't. Oh,
Is it a? Ooh, is that a BD droid?
yeah. So they got a BD droid. You got a Christmas Jawa. You've got I think this came out of the Dark Falcon, right? This red-eyed.
Yeah, red-eyed C-3PO.
You got the astromech from Ahsoka's. That'll keep the price low on him. And you got a couple battle droids. Honestly, not great.
Click to the next photo, the one right below this one.
There not great for figs. You're getting really 3 real figs out of this.
A snowman BB-8.
Okay, 4 real figs. I guess we'll count him.
I mean, you get the BD droid, which has been exclusive. You're not going to get BD1, but still, anybody who's looking to do the BD droid that's pretty significant to people.
Oh, and this is what's his name from?
Babu. We're getting Babu. I'm not. I will probably end up buying this. I'm not mad at it. I'll buy it on clearance. But I'll buy it.
I like the Jawa.
Jawa's sick, but Babu Frick, that's awesome.
What's up with the droid with the? I like his backpack, but what's up with the one black?
He's got a silver arm.
Oh, is that from Rebuild the Galaxy?
I don't know. It seems like we're getting a bunch of decent figures in that. You don't like it?
I don't.
Advent calendars for the price are hit or miss.
Yeah, I think we already talked about the One Piece sets.
Oh yeah, we did.
I like this. I like the Halloween wreath.
Same. I think Courtney wants it very badly, so
yeah,
she's gonna pick that one up.
All right, let's talk about this because we haven't looked yet. This is.
Let's not say we didn't.
Well, my one gripe on this one is the brick built horses.
Why are we still brick building horses?
Yeah, I think that's a swing and a miss on this one is the brick built horses, but I do like the build. I do like the fact that it's a new faction of knights. I do like the fact that it folds up or it opens up or folds in.
You only get
all of
one of the new faction, though, don't you?
No, you get 1, 2, 3, and then the king. So
what's the snake one?
I think
Isn't the snake the new faction?
Well, they both are, but I think you're only getting one of the.
Is this a 3-in-1?
Yeah.
What was the second build that they did? Let me see that again. That was pretty cool.
So it's this.
That's pretty cool. A jousting tournament?
There's this.
I don't love that.
No. So, and then they open up and fold. So yeah, I think you're only getting one of the new this faction, but you're getting a few of the
the other faction.
They don't kind of give us the lineup of the figs here on this one. It's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but you can kind of see them.
Yeah, let's look at size. Yeah, pretty good size. That looks like a pretty good size.
Yeah, 1,300 pieces isn't bad.
For $130, you're right where you're supposed to be on that one. I want to go back now. I want to see if we can find the Monster House one is to me a better one.
Oh yeah, the Monster House one does look pretty cool.
Look, here it is.
Right there. Ooh, Rogue's Mech Dragon.
Yeah, we'll go back. We'll go back to that in a minute. So here's.
Is this also a 3-in-1?
It is. So here's the builds for it. That a train.
That's pretty cool.
and a ship.
I wish the ship was bigger. I would.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, if they do a mock on that, I would buy
Yeah.
it to just build a bigger ship.
Yeah, nice open and close. You're basically going to get remakes, right, of the Ghost, the Wolf Man. That's very similar to the one that was in the CMFs. You're going to get the vampire
On Frankenstein.
lady and Frankenstein, and then the skeleton with the cap for the driver. I just wish we got a Dracula with this to go with her.
I'm not mad at it though. I mean, $89, 760, 36 pieces. What's that? So
It's a little more than 10 cents per piece, but
is it?
yeah, you're talking like 13 around there somewhere.
12.
12. Okay, you can do that. But yeah,
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's
You get some pretty cool figs. You get that buildable tree that's a monster. I mean, I don't hate it.
yeah.
I don't love that one.
You don't love the train?
I don't. I think that front part that's awesome. I just wish it was bigger.
Yeah, I wish it was bigger too. The problem is this here, this area. I think it doesn't look too bad. When you get to the front here, it gets a little iffy.
Yeah, it gets wonky and it's just not that great, unfortunately.
Yeah, not bad. Let's see what else do we have here? Let's go to this one. Rogue Mech.
Is that a Ninjago set?
I believe this is a Ninjago set. Let's see.
I love those pieces right there, coming out of his mouth. Those are sick. Is that lightning or like a flame? Anthony? We might have lost Anthony. I think we might have lost him. Which won't matter because you guys can't hear me if we lost him because then his stream shut down. I don't think I have any viewers. Oh, we lost him. Wow, that camera's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Huh. Well, he's back.
Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there.
I realized when you left how terrible my camera is.
Okay.
Just thought you should know that.
All right. Well, we're back now. We'll look at a few more sets before we wrap it up here. Yeah. So I do like this one. 584 pieces though, $75. I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the $75, but before you crash, what I was saying is the pieces that are coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
those are pretty cool. I do like those.
Those are. I
Um,
don't know why that photo is loading.
And I do like that minifig, the Ghost Dragon minifig.
This one?
That's fire, dude. Yeah, that's
actually, I like all the minifigs from this.
I'm not lying. They're pretty good.
It's just I feel like Ninjago, is starting to creep up now, right? When you look at the price per piece count, it used to be pretty affordable, but it's starting to creep up now. 75 for 584 pieces is tough. Now, I'm sure it has a lot to do with these, larger. I don't know why that photo is not loading for some reason, but
did it to me yesterday. If you hit F5 and refresh the page, it will pop up.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I'm sure it has something to do with these molded parts here, these larger molded pieces for the head and these wings.
The wings, the weapons, those are new molds on the weapons. Not, well, one of the weapons. It's a new tail for that. I think it's a new tail for the dragon.
think that's been used before, that part.
No, not on the dragon itself. The dragon warrior.
Oh, this one.
Oh, that's a new sword. It looks like. My fault.
This looks like a new mold. This Sora's sword here, and then this has definitely
That's the
been
new
used.
color.
These wings have been used previously in another Ninjago set in a different color. I don't know about the headpiece. That might be new.
I think the headpiece has been used, just in a different color.
Yeah, these are different now too, I think. Slightly different. Yeah, that's a good sword. Like it. And it's good size too.
Yeah, it's okay. As far as sides go. What else do they got coming out?
Let's see. See what else we can take a look at. Mateo versus the Cyber Brain. The Temple Bounty. Ninjago's got some.
I feel like they keep doing the bounty over and over again, dude. And we lost him again. Son of a gun. That is unfortunate. I'm sure he'll be back any minute, but unfortunate. Anybody else, though? Do you think we could get rocks from the moon so we can make some grilled cheese sandwiches? We have ovens for that. I mean, sure, you can get a moon rock, but
And we're back.
I think your PC is being strained, my friend.
It's not my P. I don't think it's my PC. I think it might be my. I don't know, something funky going on with the internet here. All right. Well, let's take a look at this one. Then I'm going to wrap up. Anyway, tomorrow's
Cool.
work day. So.
Cool.
All right. So let's take a look at this one. The reason they keep remaking the bounty is because they keep changing it in different seasons.
I get it. It's just I feel like it's overplayed. You know, I want them to go a few weeks or years without them putting it out there. Does that make sense? And then give us a new one. But I get it. If they keep remaking it, it makes sense, you know? So
yeah. Pigs are just okay in this one. They're not as good as the previous one, but there's that piece. They're using it in this set as well, that weapon.
And that green fig's pretty cool. Who is he?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Looks like a Ronin of some sort.
Yeah, interesting piece there in the head. Let's see what it looks like. That's good size.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. I mean, 2,300 pieces, $200. Like, that's, you know, it kind of negates what you just said about the price point, because that's well under 10 cents apart, which is what's been typical.
I like it for the price. I like the angled stand as well.
8 cents apart.
Yeah,
roughly.
Let's get rid of that. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, everyone. Mine's so loud, but yeah, I like it. Oh, that's cool. Did you see that?
No.
Let me go back. Check that out. Watch.
Are those extending? That's fantastic. I actually might buy this set.
That's cool. Yeah. I think it's well done. It's a good job. I think the price is right. You know, you gotta give them credit where credit's due. I think they nailed this one.
100%.
So, all right. So let's do a little more of the comments here. I ordered those gift purchases. Hope to get them tomorrow or Tuesday. Well, good luck to you. Things might take an extra day or so since we had the holiday.
Right.
We should get rocks from the moon so we can make some grilled cheese sandwiches.
I replied to that saying, we have ovens, but I'm sure we could.
What if the rule of two failed so badly Darth Bane was still in charge by the time? Again, pitch your what if Star Wars what if. You got to pitch it to Disney. I think you're making a strong argument for Star Wars what if. So, all right. Well,
Why is it so much closer now? I don't love this.
well, it changes, right, with the aspect ratio. Oh, I'm out of there.
Didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
There we go. We'll do that when we're
All right.
talking.
You like that better? All right.
I don't like being that close, man.
So, all right. So we're doing tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow we're gonna do.
Mock Mania, dude.
Yeah.
Mock Mania. I have a few things that I have down the barrel.
So what are you gonna do? I know what I'm doing. Unless I could pull an audible if all of my deliveries show up tomorrow for the mining guild. There is a
What
chance.
else do you need? Just the TIE Fighter?
No, I have 2 more orders of yellow parts coming as well.
Oh, okay.
So I might audible if those come in. If by some chance they all come in tomorrow, I might audible to that. But as of right now, my plan is to do the low altitude support gunship because I'm missing less parts for that. I think I had to order like 80 parts, but I have enough to get started. Especially since I was saying earlier before you joined, especially since I want to do the modification. I think I'm gonna have to modify the cockpit to fit this piece on this windscreen.
Yeah.
So, it might be a slow start, right, to that because if I was looking at the instructions, and the instructions, the first thing in the instructions, you start building the cockpit. So, might be a slow start to this mock if I have to, modify it a lot.
Well, it could be. Oh, It's a strong possibility. I mean,
I was just gonna say it's as good a reason as any that I've heard. So that was good.
Also, you know what I just realized is that I don't think your other chats can see what's being said. I don't think my chats can see what's being said. I think if we want them to see it, we have to show them the overlay.
Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been popping up on the screen for that reason. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
you like my helmets?
I do. Where'd you get those? Which ones are those? Are those the Black Series?
One of them is.
What's the other
one is the Hasbro Captain Rex Phase 1.
Oh, okay.
With voice changer.
Yeah, you can't see mine. I have a custom one that I got from a guy in the Ukraine. He makes them. It's I think I've showed it to you, right? The 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got that. You got a room of collectibles, man.
Yeah. I don't have that many collectibles. I got some Star Wars lightsabers from the Disney ones. I got Vader's out right now. Vader's and Obi-Wan's. I have Luminara and Dooku's Jedi one put away.
Yeah.
At the moment, I gotta swap them out every now. It's just not enough room to keep everything out, right? We gotta swap stuff. I even have some Lego put away right now. I have to swap.
Yeah, I just put away a bunch of them.
Yeah, I gotta finish this guy. I need
to find you all the parts.
No, I need to replace these 2 with gray. And then I need 3 more of these. That's all I need. I was lucky enough to find this piece in Nougat. I had a brown one on here, and then I was just going through some brick that I bought, and I found it in Nougat. So once I can get this guy done, get all the right parts on him, then I can put my Sand Trooper on him, and that'll free up space in my little display case I have for my individual figs.
Nice.
Yeah, this guy. There's another fig
redo mine.
I made, but I need to he's missing a horn. I got to get a horn for him, but that's a cool fig.
Is that like the Genghis Khan? I think I got one of those from you.
Yeah, he's a CMF. I just got to find another horn for him, which we have. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Super Doom King. What if the clones were really bad at aiming and failed to execute the Jedi during Order 66? They would be called stormtroopers.
Yes.
And we'd be well off the prequels at that point.
Yep. Another Scooby-Doo fig. Another one.
Ooh, Aquaman. Aquaman. Yeah, I don't think I have that one.
Pretty cool, right? It's a swamp monster, swamp creature. Got a couple of what I make tonight. I made a couple of some CMFs, a couple of Simpsons. Nothing great. Dr. Hibbert and Bart.
I still have my Doctor Doom that I have half made because I don't have the rest of the parts. Who's that?
Sato from Star Wars. I think he's from the sequels.
Are you sure that's Sato? I thought Sato had like a very fake-looking face. No?
No, I'm pretty sure that's him. Let me see. Thought that's what it said.
Wrong. From Rebels, right?
Let's take a look. Could be somebody else, actually. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is General Riken. Or Riken.
Oh, okay.
General Riken, not Sato. You're right. And nothing too earth-shattering. Like, the best thing I was able to make today was the Kanan. Flying Kanan.
Kanan's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, he's running a lot. Like, people are asking 60 for him.
Yeah. I saw the Bad Batch shuttle, and the new current price for the Bad Batch shuttle, because I looked it up today, was at $60 because two people are trying to tank it by selling just the speeders.
Oh.
I was like, that's terrible, man.
You think Naboo should have been Alderaan to connect the prequels better with the original trilogy?
I think it was Alderaan purely for the fact that it was Leia's home world.
No, he's saying, do you think that Naboo should have been Alderaan in the prequels?
Oh.
So instead of doing Naboo, they should have used Alderaan? I don't know. Maybe.
But, yeah, makes sense. But Queen Amidala was the leader of Naboo, you know? She wouldn't have been anything in Alderaan. Because Bail Organa is Alderaan.
Yeah. Well, he was the senator from there. He wasn't necessarily...
Yeah, but I don't think that they had a queen or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe not.
So.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. We're going to be back tomorrow night. We're going to be starting on some mocks that should be a little more interesting than building sets out of the box, or at least that's the hope. But we're going to be back around 7 tomorrow. Get this started. And, if I'm lucky, like I said, we're going to start something either way tomorrow, but never know. My Brooklyn quarters might show up, and if they do, then we might be doing something a little bit different than what we talked about today. But otherwise, I think that's about it. Steve, any last words before we head out?
Beer Beats and Battlestar Galactica?
Bears Battlestar Galactica. All right. Speaking of, there's a good Battlestar Galactica mock you can do with the new ARC 170.
Is there? Because I still don't own the ARC 170.
You can build one of the starfighters from Battlestar Galactica. It looks pretty good.
I have what's it called? Yeah, I just don't know how to build a mock out of the Dark Falcon without taking up my whole desk.
Really?
Because it's not going to go by bag, I don't think.
No, but yeah, you're gonna have to separate them probably by color.
Yeah. So that might not be tomorrow, but it will be soon.
What else?
I have the Sith Infiltrator, which can make that pretty good Ondor mock that we were looking at.
Yeah, the riot tank, right? I think it's called.
I have this set from the Mandalorian that I wouldn't be too heartbroken if I had to break up the tank.
Tank.
The Marauders tank or whatever.
You're a Marauder, the one that comes with the mortar trooper.
Yeah. Mace Windu was the Sith Lord.
But what if he was?
No, he was. I said.
What are the options on Rebrickable for that set?
That's. I'm trying to find it. I don't remember the set number for that one. Do you?
I can tell you in a second.
I really want the other Ambush on Ferric set. I need to buy that.
You know, Frank has that one. I was just looking at it the other day. And I'm like, you know what? It's a pretty good build. 75311.
Thank you. You found that a lot faster than I did. All right, so let me share my screen. Share, and we will do that. There we go. So it's got a few alt builds. So it's got Cafe Mandalore, which pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the Imperial Dropship, Imperial Troop Transport, Imperial Bus Station, which is a funny little one. The Marauder Transport, which I don't like. Imperial Fighter Tank. But this is what I was looking at. The Grief Karga's Twilight Fighter. It's a mini build of it, but
Yep.
he can sit in it. I kind of like it. It's not like a cutesy set, but definitely a cool looking set.
Yeah.
Or Cafe Mandalore. It's a tight fitting set, but look how cool that looks. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Find a light brick to put in there, or a light set.
Can the figs fit in it though? Side of there?
Yeah, it's a very tight fit. But 1, 2, 3, and then they have the 3 Mandalorians from the Mandalorian Battle Pack, and the IG droid is outside. So I have all those. There's a. Did we lose him again? Nope, he's there.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
No, yeah. I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose you. But yeah, so there's a few things that we can make with that.
Whoa, go back down for a sec. What? No, up a little bit. What is that one right there?
A play scale Razor Crest, which I don't see how that's play scale.
I don't see how that's a Razor Crest. It's just me. But what if Obi-Wan spent the entirety of episode 2 chilling with Dexter in his diner?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Dexter's Diner would be
a great set and a great fig.
We'll never get it, but yeah.
Sorry, what is that? What is that one there? The Imperial Transport Ship. That one's pretty cool looking.
It is until you get to the backside, which is nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like that's very lazy. Not calling out the creator or anything like that. They do put a lot of time and effort into it, but in my terms, like, I don't want to see a minifig doing that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, give them credit because they're using just the parts from the set, but now go down some of the partials. Can you go down some of the partials on that one?
Yeah, sure. I was moving on to the Sith Infiltrator. Hold on.
Go back for a sec. Yeah. Yeah,
it's mostly just.
Yeah, that Imperial gunship. What does that look like?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
Kind of has the feel from the of the ship from Andor. Not
so this uses 3 Imperial Marauders.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right, let's go on to the Sith Infiltrator. I know we said we were going, but now we're not.
Yeah, we'll go for another 5 minutes.
We're looking at more mocks.
Let's see.
All builds.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the Andor one is the best one on this one.
Honestly, I love it. I want to build it.
Yeah, that's really That's really well done, I think.
Yeah, I think it's got the the curves.
And you could fit 7 figs, right? You can fit a driver and 6 in the back, I
I
think.
think it was 8 figs they said.
Really?
1, 2. Who is that? That's cool. 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5 figs in a driver.
Go where it shows the back. You know, they
1,
got
2,
6.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. Because he's right.
Yeah.
So
But now if you make that, then you gotta hope Lego makes a battle pack with those Imperial tactical
what do they come in again?
first one of
The
them
Ewing, right?
yeah, only one of them comes in the Ewing.
The other one I liked was this one.
Maul's Destroyer.
That's pretty cool, man. It's definitely midi scale.
Yep.
Just saw Guerrera chilling with them, you know. Those are all characters I would expect to see together. But yeah, it needs a stand, but it's definitely like a mini scale, but it looks sick, dude.
You can build a stand for it easily. So
Oh yeah, the stand is just it's nothing to be honest with you. Duel on Naboo isn't great. This is pretty cool. A partial mock.
oh yeah. This one's pretty good. You need
I
unfortunately
have both those sets,
oh
so
all right.
it's a possibility. Um,
To me, that is better than anything in either of those sets.
what is that fig, dude? That's a custom fig, no?
Yeah, somebody put that there. They took a TIE pilot body and put red arms on it.
And then just took Cassian's head.
Yep,
It's not bad, man.
pretty good.
It is pretty sick. So there's a bunch of possibilities. I wanted to build this set. I don't want this set. I want this droid. That was the only reason I bought it.
Yep.
Was purely for the droid Lego.
Well, it looks like you can still build the X-wing. You just need to sacrifice the TIE fighter to build the Avenger.
Not a problem with me. And then
Yeah, this is the I've seen this one too. You can build from the yeah, that one. The one from the Falcon is pretty good.
yeah, the one from the Falcon's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still think that the Andor one is better, personally.
The scale's a little bit better on it, I think.
Yeah, I think honestly that's probably going to be the one I do tomorrow because
Okay.
it's probably a one dayer for me. It looks really freaking good, and it will probably motivate me to watch Andor.
I would turn the figs around and have them face each other in there.
Right, like seats.
Yeah, it would be more accurate, I think. But
yeah, I mean,
Imperial Riot Tank, good.
Yeah, I don't want to play the video, so
Yeah.
that's probably going to be the one I build tomorrow because I think that the Dark Falcon will be. I think the Dark Falcon's going to be a minute because I gotta figure out a way to do that without it consuming my whole desk because we have some good builds coming. I wanted to build the Fortnite sets today, so that didn't happen. But we'll see. But yeah, so I think that's a good spot to end on. It's 9:30. Let's call it a night. And I think the Imperial Riot Tank will be bought. So
all right.
And I just have to go to the unit and buy that now. I mean, grab it.
Didn't you already buy it?
I actually have it built somewhere, or I took it apart somewhere. I took it apart. But I'll use my unopened one.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll pick it up tomorrow. And last one, Super Doom. King wants to know, do you like your soup dry? No, I do not. But
I like it moist.
Okay. I think we're going to end on that note. Everyone have a good night. Thank you for hanging in. Thank you for joining the stream. If you're not subscribed to our channels, please consider doing so. It just helps us out. Also, if you enjoyed this content, give the videos a like, because again, that also helps us out. And we stream usually a few times a week on YouTube and Kick. So you can follow us on Kick. You can subscribe on YouTube. Both of those things are free to do. And yeah, so we appreciate everybody hanging in. We'll be back tomorrow. And Super Doom King, bye. Thank you very much. And thanks to everyone else. And have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, everybody.